Whew, the 47-minute question. One of my favorite client stories begins with a phrase every fitness professional knows by heart. Hey, I got a quick question. Years ago, I was teaching a weekend Pilates for Golf seminar. Maybe about 15, 18 participants over 2 days, learning how better movement could improve their golf game. We worked on the mechanics of the swing, how to use their feet to create a better, stronger foundation, how breath could generate power and sustain distance, and how Pilates could help them move more efficiently on the course. Gets to be the end of the weekend, everybody's packing up and heading home. I was putting away equipment when one gentleman walked over and he said it, "Hey, I got a quick question." Yeah, you already know where this is going, right? For the next 47 minutes, he told me everything. His back pain, his surgeries, every chiropractor he'd seen, every holistic practitioner and treatment he tried, everything he'd done over the years in search of relief. I listened while I was packing up, never rushed him, I never interrupted. It became pretty obvious that he wasn't really asking a quick question. He was trying to figure out if he'd finally found someone who understood what he was dealing with. So when he finished, I smiled and I said, "Sounds like Pilates needs to become a regular part of your golf training." And then I added, "So tell me when you're ready to start. We'll do private sessions so we can focus on your body, your goals, and build workouts specifically for you." He was on my schedule the following week, twice a week. That conversation has stayed with me for years, not just because he became a client, but because it changed the way I thought about business. Most fitness professionals assume that business growth has to come with more leads, more followers, more inquiries, more people walking through the studio doors. Yeah, those things matter. But after almost 40 years of teaching, I'm telling you, I have come to believe business growth starts way earlier. It starts by making people feel safe enough to tell you their real story. That gentleman didn't spend 47 minutes asking me about Pilates. He spent 47 minutes deciding whether or not I was the person he trusted with his body. That's a completely different conversation. And it's one many instructors accidentally rush. We're so eager to answer, to show we know the answer, that we miss out on what's really happening. People aren't always asking about the exercise. They're asking if they found their person. I have watched this happen so many times. After workshops, after group classes, after speaking engagements, after business presentations. Even after someone watches one of my YouTube videos and reaches out with a message, "Can I ask you something?" It's rarely about the question itself. It's about trust. This is also why I very strongly believe that large classes do not have to be impersonal. I think it's one of the biggest myths in our industry, that once the room gets full, connection disappears. I don't believe that for a second. I have taught packed classes, and every student walked away feeling like I saw them. Not because I spent 10 minutes with each person, I didn't have time for that, but because I learned how to make people feel seen. Remembering someone's shoulder issue, celebrating small improvements, calling people by name, acknowledging that quiet person in the back who's hiding a little bit, that's okay. It's one of the reasons I created the Make Every Student Feel Seen even in a full class. On the surface, it's a guide about teaching larger classes, but underneath, it's really about building trust at scale. Because when people feel seen, they ask questions. And when they ask you questions, conversations happen. And when these conversations are happening, trust is growing. Trust converts better than any marketing funnel I have ever used. I still think about my Pilates gentleman from time to time, not because of the 47 minutes, but because he reminded me the best invitations to work together, they never feel like sales. They feel like someone finally saying, "I see you. I understand what you're dealing with, and I know how to help. The 47 minutes wasn't the sale. It's just the beginning of the relationship. We'll talk soon.